Ministry Friday. Just here somewhere in Toowoomba, beautiful home, and the owner of the home is outside, and it is Pastor Dirk.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Yeah.
So, what do you think of my little coffee house?
Yeah, Friday morning chat, doing something different. So we're at your place now.
Yeah. So, Surprise Friday, huh?
Yeah, Surprise Friday. And it will have a point why we're here. But like, that's the first home you've ever owned with.
Our first one. Yep.
Yeah.
So, as a pastor, it's always been, with Manses, a lower salary, but you had a house provided.
Yeah.
But this is our first home.
So
Our
does it feel different?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small little house that was actually built in the 1920s, so it's 100 years old.
Okay.
And a lot of wood in the place, and I just love the charm of the old style. It's got character, and I love the wooden floors, and it's just good.
Yeah, like when you came and moved up here and ministry, there were a few things you said that struck me. The first one was that you didn't think, this was just temporary. Actually, God called you, and you're going to be planted here.
Yeah.
So, and you said that was very different from all the other ministry experiences.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, yes, you're quite right. We had that very distinct call away from not only the places we've been, but a call into something totally new, a new season, a new something. And with this new season was also the severing of a lot of things from the past. And this house, in a way, was the beginning of something new. And when we were driving up, I said to Penny, "What would you like out of our house?" And I shared what we liked, and we had a little prayer about it, just sort of like, God, we'll give it to you. And then we spoke about it with real estate agents. And can you believe, in the first day after we've done all of this, we actually already spotted this house, and it wasn't even on the market.
Yeah.
And God had actually almost set it aside, and it's got all the things we wanted.
Yes. So definite sense that God led you to actually have your own place, your home, and also connected with your call. I think you compared yourself to being a pot plant.
All the time.
So, you're always a pot plant, and you were here and there and everywhere, but you never really belonged to a place. You never really fully belonged to a community. And now you think, coming up here, you're out of the pot, and you actually get planted properly in the soil. And part of that properly planting is God actually gives you your home.
Actually, Edgar, that was even part of a vision that I had, that when we were here, it was almost like God was using a big hammer, like a sledgehammer, but something that you held in your hand, not a big one. But he was smashing the pot and saying, "It's time for you to let your roots down."
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, after more than 30 years of ministry, that's a long way to put your roots down. But, I think the point is, and this is for all of us, belonging to a church, according to the Bible, is actually putting your roots down. You cannot really actually belong to a church and just be a pot plant, knowing, I'm not really fully committing to this. I'm just over there. Again, like in the Bible, the imagery of what it means to belong to a church is solid.
Have you got something? It's already prepared.
I got something prepared.
Now, he's prepared something beforehand.
Yeah. And Penny, Dirk's wife, knew the verse. It's in 1 Peter 2, chapter 4. Coming to him as to a living stone, coming to Jesus Christ as to a living stone, rejected indeed by men, but chosen by God and precious. So Jesus is the most important living stone. But then here it comes. You also, as living stones, are being built up as a spiritual house. And then other passages say this spiritual house that together we build actually houses the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Together we are a temple of God. And that is not temporary. You put down roots.
Well, the thing is that, when you're called into ministry, you're called to serve.
Yeah.
And the way that the church is structured in that setting is that you're available to be called from one place to the next. And then you serve, and you serve there for a time until you are called out, So, and in my previous life to ministry, my dad traveled around between Germany and Australia, and different houses, different places. And it's like, I counted up somewhere that, in my schooling days, I went through something like 11 different schooling places. Not because I was a bad boy, but simply because we kind of like traveled around in
Yeah.
different places. So that pot plant idea went from my natural life into ministry life, and it's almost God is saying, now that's finished. And you know, there's a longing for you to belong somewhere, because
Yes.
I've often been asked, well, I had this idea of, if I were to die, where would I want to be?
Yeah.
And I had no place where I would say, this is the ground where I want to be.
Where I belong. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, I'm probably the opposite from you. Like, you know, we came to Toowoomba 25 years ago, and I thought, you know, I'm in the country. I'm come from the city. No, I do my 3 years or 5 years, and then probably move on. And we never moved on. So God just kept us here. But you know, another pastor told me, like, you know, you, as a pastor, you become a spiritual father.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually that sort of relationship.
Yeah.
And you don't change your fathers every 5 years.
So it actually says something about the old, or the system that is around there, where pastors are just shoved around, and that you never really become a pastor. Or it's a bit like the idea of hirelings, you know, in terms of you're not really a shepherd of the sheep there. You're just a hireling until someone else shows up.
You do a job for, and people know. I mean, people know that you have no commitment to this place. You're gone again in less than 5 years. You never leave. You never be trusted. And I think, you know, that really applies to really everyone. Being a church, it's something more solid, a greater commitment. It's actually, you become family. And I've heard, for instance, that, you know, if you have a new Christian, someone that just comes to faith, and you're the one discipling him, so you become a spiritual father or spiritual mother to that person. One person would say that relationship lasts all of your life.
It does.
It's not just a job you do for a year or 2 years, and then, you know, bye-bye. And you, I mean, you've given your heart, and that person has opened up.
You're probably speaking from personal experience. I can speak from personal experience. The people that are brought to faith and baptized, you know, adults I'm talking about now, when you've been involved in a ministry with them, and you actually have seen their life change, they become lifelong friends.
Yes.
And when we think about what Peter is saying about a house that's being built together, whether that's wood or stone, there's like, you know, you're that particular stone, and it's your ministry that God is saying, now you connect with that one, because I want to connect that one to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you're forever connected, and you become part of a building that, you know, that has all sorts of connections with it. But you have got to be the one that connects. It's not like, oh, Edgar, you know, I know this friend, you go and do this. No, God is saying, you're the one that I want to choose to work through to make this connection. There can be no other. This is the connection that is going to make it solid. So that's where I think God is building the temple. God is building it through you, through me, through every one of us. One connection, one brick, one situation at another.
It's probably like your natural children as well. You know, you raise them up, or you mentor someone for a certain time, and then they become mature and they leave home, and, you know, but the relationship continues. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And like you said, lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And I would say, let's say, doing church this way, or understanding who we are, it's so much more fun.
Well, do you know, I also think that if you change your way of doing church in this way, rather than clock in, clock out, or the idea that a consumer orientated, I come here, the church has got services, I just want those, and I'll criticize because you're not doing that right, and you haven't got a jumping castle for my kids, and this and that. You know, that kind of thing, that's not what this Bible is talking about, what community is.
Yes.
And when you then you're doing life together, you are actually not just building friendships, as you are saying, you're building family.
Yeah, it is.
But it
family.
actually moves into something that you sort of stay with forever.
And it's something radical to say, but like, you could say, that's actually who I am.
Yeah.
Like, you know, let's say the family of Living Grace, and, you know, I know that from other churches watching as well, whatever church you're in, where God planted you, that's actually the people I do life with. The identity of that family, this is where I belong.
Yeah.
It's precious. And that's why we're missing them so much. Hey.
brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
in
like
Christ.
this
Exactly.
social isolation.
Yeah.
I want to see everyone again. And,
Do you know, when we have our first service back, and this doesn't matter where you are, but I reckon we should have a full day picnic after the service.
Here we go.
You know, just not like, you know, from now until when. It's like, you know, bring your picnic, bring your blankets, and we have our worship service, and then we just spend time with each other and connect with each other.
And you should bring the fattened calf, I reckon.
The fattened calf.
Yeah, like let's have.
A spit.
Yeah,
A spit. Oh man, this is getting better,
like that.
better
Yeah,
and better. Yeah. Oh, what about the fairy floss? I reckon we should have a fairy floss for the kids.
Yeah, but, here we go. Keep dreaming. So, but you know, that's the encouragement for today. We really miss you. I just encourage you, even though there's social isolation and distancing happening right now, nothing has changed. We together are the building, the temple of God, living stones built together by Jesus Christ himself. We do belong to one another, and therefore we miss one another.
Yeah.
Just have a great day and weekend.
Ciao.
Ciao.